episode of the Parry where we don't pull or duck no punches, and the Parry is fundamental to boxing.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.
Peace, peace, peace. There go my man, my brother. Peace, peace, family. Welcome to another episode of the Parry where we don't pull or duck no punches. And the parry is fundamental to boxing. You know what it is. I am your host, Bomani UFG.
I am the pragmatic Jake Black.
Just want to welcome everybody on the Father's Day. Salute to all the fathers. You know what I'm saying? Who's actually present in their children's lives. Who had an influence on their kids. Salute to all the fathers. Yo, happy Father's Day, brother.
Likewise, my brother. Likewise.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Middle finger to all you deadbeats out there. You know, all you deadbeats get the gun clap.
And to all the single moms out there, this is not your day still. You had your day. Like, we're not doing the mothers who's on some, I'm the father too. No, you're not. But anyway, that's another story for another day. You know what I'm saying?
Another story,
You know
another
what I'm
day,
saying?
another program. But absolutely, he's correct, though. My brother is correct.
As you see, I had to switch up the background. I'm sitting here in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Ready for the fight, ready to come out. You know what I'm saying? Let me just remind the subscribers to go ahead and jab that like button. Uppercut that subscribe button. Go ahead and lead hook that share button. Throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And you know that comment dude, man, go ahead and drop him on his back pockets. Put him on his back in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. It's been a pretty good past few weeks of boxing, man. But last night's card, the Tank Davis versus Frank Martin, man, that was I thought it was a good card from top to bottom. But before we even go through that card, but it was something what some people may view as an upset. But I know Liam Pyro is a really good fighter. Liam Pyro upset Sabril Mutias for the 140 IBF strap. So we got a new play at the 140-pound division. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he go out there and fight the Devin Haney's and the Ryan Garcias of the world. We'll see what happened with that, man. But I actually didn't see the fight. I just got the news that Liam Pyro upset Sabril Matias. I'm gonna go ahead and check that out later. But yeah, man. But what was your thoughts on this fight card, B?
I thought it was a good fight card. None of the fights actually disappointed me. I was rooting for Russell. You know, that didn't go the way I hoped it went. You know, I was definitely rooting for Russell in that fight. But you know, that was a very close, tough to call fight. You know, with Russell taking the early rounds and Puello taking the late rounds, and not only taking the late rounds, but then he got penalized with a super bogus point deduction for what was it, pushing with his elbow,
holding or something, excessive holding it, but he wasn't even holding that like they were saying on the commentary. It was all strategic, and even like he was like just grabbing him. Yeah, but whatever, man. I'm listening.
I was just completely disappointed with that. I thought the fight was a draw. However, it was based a lot on that point deduction, made it a draw. Other than that, actually, I felt like with that point deduction, it would have edged to. I would have probably gave it to Russell. However, I did think it was a draw, and I have no complaints with the decision. I thought the fight was that close, and it was that tough to score. You had one fighter who was moving forward, who was throwing a lot of punches, another fighter who was countering, moving backwards, deflecting a lot of punches, and actually landing while moving backwards. So fights like that can be tough to score.
Yeah. Oh, my fault, dude. Oh man, I thought I stopped that. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. Yeah. Nah, I agree, man. Puello, I never seen the guy. You know what I'm saying? Apparently he was a champ in the division before. I never seen him before. This is my first time watching him fight. And he's pretty crafty, man. That's what happens when you put a young fighter. I mean, even though my man was what was he, 16-0? Antoine Russell? Gary Antoine? I think he was 16-0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Gary Antoine Russell had his brother Gary Russell Jr.
He was giving him good coaching. I will say, like, because I pay attention to the corners. I pay attention to the corners and how they coaching and what they saying. It was some good coaching all through throughout all of the fights, man. Everybody seemed like they had some good cornermen giving them some good advice. Now everybody followed through, but of course, especially in that last fight, but we'll get to that. But anyway, Gary Antoine Russell, at 16-0, still being somewhat, even though he's come from a fighting family, his world champions, his brother Gary Russell Jr. is a world champion. I think damn near 4 or 5 of the brothers are all like Golden Glove champs. So there's a lot of experience in that family, but nonetheless, as a pro, you still got to grow and develop as a professional. And Puello being a, somewhat looking like a crafty vet in there, he stuck to his game plan, man. It seemed like Gary Antoine Russell couldn't really make the adjustment, but nonetheless, I still thought it was a close fight. I believe I had it 7-5 for Puello, but some of those rounds, 1 or 2 of those rounds could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? Some people felt like it might have even could have been a draw. I didn't see it that way. I thought Puello. Say that again?
I said I definitely thought that fight should have been a draw. It was one of those fights that was very close. It wasn't really a conclusive winner. Yeah, man, it was one of them fights that, to me, them guys got to actually fight each other again to prove who's the better, because the results were inconclusive of the first match, in my opinion.
Well, it sounds like Gary Russell is even thinking about not Gary Russell. I'm thinking who else was on this fight card? For some reason, like, I'm drawing the blank. Who fought before Gary Russell?
That was Gary Antoine Russell who was fighting.
Right, but who fought before? Who was the first fight? Did we skip a fight?
We did. I went right to the Russell fight. So
Adames and jeez. I'm drawing the blank, man. It's Father's Day. Hold on.
Really trying to find out who's on the card.
Yeah.
Last night you had who else was on that card last night?
It was who did Adames fight again? Why am I drawing the blank?
Who did Adonis fight last night?
Adames won. He fought.
Adames beat he beat Gausha.
Terry Boucher.
Boucher.
Thank you, man. Boucher once again. I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was a close fight. I thought, especially in the second half of the fight, he was bringing it. Boucher being an Olympian, being in a few big fights, I thought, I thought he would lose, unfortunately, because he lose all the big fights. That was his third opportunity at getting the world championship. He fell short again. I thought Adames just was going to be too big, too strong, but I knew that it would be like a grind out kind of fight, that Adames was going to have to go out there and take that victory, and that's what he did. But yeah, so we can skip past that one. Yeah, go right to the Antoine Russell fight. Gary Antoine Russell, Alberto Puello, again. I didn't know dude before this fight, never seen him. He looked to be crafty. This would be a little bit too crafty of a veteran for Antoine Russell. I thought Antoine Russell put up a good fight, but just couldn't make the adjustments, man. He just couldn't make the proper adjustments to pull out the win. As close as the fight was, he's supposed to have came out there, won that last round. Man, tough for the kid, but it ain't over for him, though.
No, it's definitely not over for him. There was a split decision. It was a close fight. I would like to see these two fight again. It was It was an interesting fight. You know, it was an entertaining fight. It might not have been electrifyingly exciting, but it was entertaining from the craft and watching the science of watching the fighters, watching one fighter advance, look for the openings, trying to create openings with his jab, trying to push forward. You had the other fighter who was pretty much, you know, allowing him to come to him and was countering beautifully. Like his counters was beautifully. We're talking about Puello with the countering.
Right.
So
Right.
from watching it, it was perfect cat and mouse type of fight. You know, even though I guess the mouse would be the one getting chased, but it was one of those where the mouse was in the fight. You know what I mean, so to speak. But it was a great fight, though, I thought. And I would love to see that
Nah.
fight. I would actually like to see that fight again because, like I said, the fight was inconclusive. I didn't leave that fight feeling like it was clear who the better fighter was. In fact, I kind of felt like Russell could have done better. I personally felt like he could have done better. And I mean, I could be wrong though. I could be
I
wrong.
think I'll after the fight, I'm thinking, well, I think this is good experience for Antoine Russell. I think, you know, his future is definitely still bright in and around the division. I felt like Puello showed he was the more like that he was the veteran, that he was the one that been there before, won the world title. I didn't necessarily feel like he was the better fighter. I don't, like you said, I don't think either one of them kind of showed who was the better fighter. But I think what pulled it out in the end for Puello was him being experienced. And I think, again, I think this is a learning lesson for Gary Antoine Russell. I think he'll be back. I think he'll definitely be a world champion one day. You know, but he just got to learn from this experience. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he could hang. I don't think he got to hang his head because of this loss or nothing like that. He was in there with a more experienced fighter who knew how to use his skills, who knew how to stick to his game plan and make whatever adjustments that needed to be made. And that's the difference between a veteran and somebody who's you know, coming up or a contender or what have you. Like, he's already been a champion. So and he showed that. And he showed that, man. So big ups to both those fighters. I thought that it was a good fight, entertaining fight. I thought the whole card was entertaining. But let's move on to the co-main event of the evening. Now, let me say, man, David Benavidez is one of my top 3 probably favorite fighters in the world right now. Everybody know I'm not just somebody who sit here and talk boxing. I am a fan of certain fighters, and I ain't ashamed to admit it. I'm not gonna be biased and, you know, try to pick them because I favor these fighters. Like, I always try to go with what my boxing mind tell me. However, I'm a fan of the sport like any other sport. Like, people will be a fan of the Boston Celtics or the New York Yankees. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of certain fighters, and David Benavidez is one of my favorite fighters to watch. I'll watch him fight I'll pay to watch him in a bar fight. You know what I'm saying? His fights are
Right.
just that entertaining. And I think he's one of the best fighters in the world. I think you know, Canelo been ducking this guy. He had to move up to 175 light heavyweight to try to go and create his legacy without the Canelo fight. So he moves up to 175. He fights the former light heavyweight champion or belt holder, Oleksandr the Nail Vozdik, who only been knocked out by Artur Beterbiev. I forgot Artur Beterbiev beat him for the title. I forgot about that. And Vozdik came in there looking cut up like a cheesesteak, fam. That man was chiseled. He came in great shape. And you know, David Benavidez looked like he normally looked. He ain't got the Mr. Olympia physique, but he looked like he was in pretty good shape. But from the press conference, he was saying he had injuries. He injured both hands, the tendons in both hands, had a cut above his eye from sparring, and he still came in, made weight, made the fight. Man, give me your thoughts on the fight, bro. What you think?
I thought it was a shutout. I thought that this was a very durable Eastern European. How do you pronounce this guy's name again?
GVOZDYK?
GVOZDYK. GVOZDYK. Yeah, that guy. He was very durable, very tough. He was in there. He looked like he was more or less trying to survive after a certain point of the fight, not so much trying to win. I felt like if BENAVIDEZ would have stayed dedicated to the body assault, he probably would have got him out of there around the 9th or 10th round. But I thought that it was easy work of him. I had him winning virtually every. Matter of fact, I had him winning absolutely every round of the fight. There might have been one, maybe two, and I wouldn't agree with it. I would actually argue that he didn't lose those rounds, but there were maybe 2 rounds that maybe in the alternate universe of Bizarro world, you might have seen it for GVOZDYK, GVOZDYK, yeah, man, GVOZDYK, yeah, man. You know, shout out to GVOZDYK. You know what I'm saying?
We're not linguists here on the Parry, so we definitely have some.
I mean,
we can't pronounce some of these names.
Eastern European countries where they don't really have too many vowels. It's just a bunch of
OLEKSANDR
back with one vowel in the middle.
OLEKSANDR.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do them consonant clusters like that with just the one vowel.
Consonant clusters.
I don't know how to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but yeah.
He said consonant clusters. But yo, first of all, shout out to my brother True Kepra in the chat. Check out my brother's podcast, Raw Success. Excellent podcast for those who's looking to get some information on, just the steps you need to take to be successful, man. You know what I'm saying? Also, he got a book, man. Pardon me. I got hold on. Let me try to grab this right here real quick. Gotta give my brother a shout out. The Power of Choice. This is my brother's book. Is that come out right there? Yeah, The Power of Choice. Yo, listen, man. Excellent book. I ain't get a chance to finish it, True, but I'm gonna get to it, man. I've been really busy. But I'm gonna get to finish it. I'm like halfway through. Yeah, man. My brother's an author. He's a podcaster. He's a father. Happy Father's Day, brother. He's a father. He's a husband. He's a scholar. He's a warrior. He's a fitness guy. He's a vegan. He's an actor. This dude is a jack of all trades, as they say, man. So shout out to the brother True Kepra. Please check him out on the Raw Success podcast. And check out his book. You can get it on Amazon, The Power of Choice. You Are Not Stuck by True Kepra. You know what I'm saying? Please. I urge everybody to go out, get that book. If you're trying to be motivated and trying to work your way up the ladder of success. But yeah, so I thought David BENAVIDEZ, he looked comfortable at the weight. I could tell. Well, at first I'm thinking before he said he had hurt his hands, but we know some fighters make excuses, but he don't seem like the type. I was thinking, okay, well, his power is not really moving up with him. Like he was definitely hurting the man to the body. Like that was clear. But GVOZDYK just came in supreme shape. Like you saw the guy, man, he was shredded. He came in excellent shape. I thought GVOZDYK boxed well in spots. Particularly like I'm gonna say like the last 4 rounds, it looked like BENAVIDEZ was gassing out and GVOZDYK was putting his foot on the gas. I thought I gave GVOZDYK 4 rounds, but nonetheless, I felt like the first half of the fight.
What 4 rounds did you feel like he won? I think that's outrageous. I think that's outrageous to see that man winning 4 rounds in that fight.
Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I didn't jot none of this down, but I had him winning rounds. I believe it was 9, 10, 11, and 12. Yeah. The last 4 rounds, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's outrageous right there.
Actually, it's not, because if you look at the broadcast, you see like pretty much, I scored it like everybody, like them dudes who like my man Joe Goosen. That his name?
Joe Goosen's a drunk.
It's okay. I wasn't, but I saw this. I saw it the same way he saw it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Joe Goosen's a drunken cataract. You know what I mean? He a drunken cataract.
He more than a drunk. You know what I'm saying? Man, never mind.
I'm trying to censor myself, so I have to watch what I say. Yeah. So you scored it like Joe Goosen. You scored it like Joe Goosen. Go ahead. Continue.
I saw it the same way the commentators saw it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Which commentators? Goosen?
Huh?
Which commentator? Goosen?
All of them.
Okay.
All of them.
I didn't listen to the commentation. When I be watching the fights, it's really rare that I actually listen to the commentation my first time watching it. I usually got the music playing. I listen to the interviews at the end of the fight, catch a little bit of the in the corners. That's about it. I really don't pay attention to what the corners, I mean what the commentators be saying, to be honest with you, until I watch the fight after. With that said, let me just give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. That's tuning in, man, with us, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous, though.
Once again, that's how I saw it, man. I wasn't the only one who saw it that way, so it ain't that ridiculous, man. Yeah, shout out to my brother Lou in the building. I see you. Yo,
most people I know seen it as pretty much of a shutout, but that's okay.
No, it was definitely trending that way for the majority of the fight. But to say that GVOZDYK didn't win any rounds or he only won 2 rounds, okay,
maximum.
But I saw that. Listen, man, this is why this is an opinion.
He won a maximum for the most part, of 2 rounds.
I thought he won 4 rounds, and I'm not the only one, bro. So if I was the only one that said it, then yeah, that's crazy. But we're gonna keep moving. But David Benavidez definitely proved he's definitely still one of the best fighters in the world. Canelo's still ducking him. He's talking about going up and down in weight from 168 to 175. I don't know, man. If I was him, I would kind of stick at 175 and just go out there and fight the names that's there at 175 at light heavy, man, because we got better BEV.
We're talking ounces, right? 168, 175. I feel like when you're talking that close, he can go back. He can go down to fight 168. The fight that everybody wants to see with him, we all know, is Canelo. I don't know if Canelo got the heart or not to fight him. You know, Canelo had an early career of picking on smaller fighters. As you can see, he clearly was too big to be fighting in those lower divisions, which is why he ended up going all the way up to ultimately 175. That being a little bit too much for him to handle. He came back to 168, looked pretty sensational in his last fight. However, if he doesn't fight, like Benavidez is the fight that's in front of him, and they can make it at a catch weight. They could do it at 170, 168, 169, but that's the fight that we want to see. And it already has the built-in Mexican, this is for the battle of Mexico. So we already got the Mexico, the Mexican, the Aztec warrior concept. Well, actually, I look at Canelo. Canelo's definitely not an Aztec. He got the Richie Cunningham thing going on. His folks that came from Ireland to one of them spots right there. So
he's the son of the conquistadors. Huh?
We know this is the conquistador versus the Aztec. It is a great battle. I love to see it, and I got all my money on the Aztec.
Yeah, I don't see Canelo beating this guy, and also, unfortunately, I don't see this fight happen. I just don't. I don't think Canelo wants to. I don't think he wants that smoke. I think my man Tariq Al-Sheikh.
Al-Shaliki. I was just about to say, what's up with Al-Shaliki, man?
Go ahead, put that bread up. Yeah, but I think it's gonna take a whole oil field to get Canelo on the ring.
Go up under that musella and pull out that money and open up this fight, man. Go up in that throw and pull out that bag. You know what I'm saying? And make this fight, Al-Shaliki.
It's gonna take him a whole oil field, man.
Pay him in dinars, Al-Shaliki. Are you ready? Now, man. Pull them dinars out, Al-Shaliki. That's all I'm saying. Pull out them dinars, Al Shaliki.
Shout out David Benavidez, man. Again, one of my favorite fighters. Put on a great performance, even in spite of having 2 hurt hands and a pre-existing cut over his eye before the fight, man. That dude's a true Mexican warrior. And Canelo, man, you need to grow some cojones.
Canelo, cinnamon.
Get in the ring with my man. Give my man this fight, man. He deserves it. And I think he's the next biggest superstar in the sport, man. He's probably about a year or 2 away from being the biggest name in the sport, in my opinion.
Who's that, Benavidez?
Yeah. Yeah, he's taking Canelo's spot, bro.
He might take Canelo's spot, but Canelo's spot is already gone. Richie Cunningham is already out of there.
Who's bigger than Canelo?
We're getting into that next. That's what we're gonna get into next.
Well, let's get into it then. It. Okay.
You know.
Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank the Ghost Martin. Hold on. Shout out to my man West. We watching the fight, and you know they doing their ring walks, right? So he's like, "Yo, if I was Tank, I would come out to the Ghostbusters theme." Yo, he literally said that, bro, before he even walked out. And then when they showed Tank and that Ray Parker Jr. came on, son, I was like, "Yo, what are you, a prophet?" Like, this is crazy. Like, yo. I thought he should have let the whole thing rock. I thought it'd been crazy. He walked out with Dan Aykroyd. You know what I'm saying? Or what?
Bill Murray. With Ernie Hudson. You know what I mean? He came out with Ernie Hudson. You know what I mean?
He walked out. They had the proton packs. You know what I'm saying? That would have been crazy. Yeah. That would have been crazy, man. You know what I'm saying?
He came out with Bobby Brown. You know what I mean? He came out with Bobby Brown, yo. You know what I mean? You gotta take control. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Had Bobby out there.
Yo, that would have been crazy.
But let's get into what actually transpired in the ring. Frank Martin, who came in with a undefeated record. This was somebody's has to go. This was somebody was gonna get their donut dipped in coffee. You know what I'm saying? And that was gonna be it. It was over. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it was Martin. Martin came out. I'm not going to lie, this fight was almost identical to how I called it last week on the platform. I felt like Frank, my man Frank, the Ghost, he did everything he could in the first few rounds. He came out, took an early lead, won the first 3 rounds on my scorecard, using a jab, pivoting on his left side or pivoting to his right, which would be Tank's left, and he stayed moving. He had beautiful lateral movement. It was clearly giving Tank trouble. Tank was trying to reach him, was having problems get to him. However, you could tell that Frank was expending a lot of energy. He was expounding a lot of energy, trying to keep up with that style of fighting. I didn't see him look like he was getting tired until probably around the 7th round. He looked I seen him starting to get comfortable on the ropes a little bit, way too comfortable than I felt like he should have been. But his movement up until around round 6, round 7, his movement was perfect. He was able to avoid a lot of the big shots, and he was able to counter punch with throw that sneaky left in behind that jab. You know, he fought, I almost want to say masterfully, but it was all working into Tank's plan. So, you know, he was fighting effectively. I say that. It wasn't masterfully, but he was extremely effective. And the problem is that in order for him to actually have a chance, he would have had to stay that elusive for the whole 12 rounds. And that's just not something that, that you really have to do a lot of road work for that. You have to do a lot of road work to be able to throw them punches and move around and evade like he was doing for those first, I would say, for them first 4 rounds, 3 or 4 rounds. You know, he was moving around up until like round 6. But like I said, I had him winning the first 3 rounds, and then I had Tank winning every round after that?
Frank Martin. First of all, I think he put a performance where he can hold his head up. The man only had 19 fights. First championship fight. First time under the big bright lights. First time on this stage. Going up against probably the biggest puncher in the sport outside of maybe Deontay Wilder, who hasn't shown that type of power or the ability to put people lights out like that in some time. So we got to get that crown to Tank right now. As the biggest puncher in the sport, him and Arthur Beterbiev. I gave Frank Martin the first 5 rounds. Like you said, I thought he was being elusive. He used the jab very well, and when Tank did press the action a little bit or did land a shot, he came right back with something. But I will say within the first 30 seconds to the first minute of the first round, I knew that Tank was going to put this kid's lights out, because I saw it's two ways to apply pressure in the fight. With your punching and your volume, right? You can overwhelm a guy by just throwing shots as you, right? Then is when you constantly are in their face. Your presence is like you walking them down constantly. That's a mental pressure, and you can almost like see him start to break around the 3rd, 4th round, where you could tell he was being a little bit overwhelmed.
It was the 4th round. It was clear. That was the first round I gave to Tank, even though you gave it to Frank. To me, the 4th round was the first round that I gave to Davis, and I thought that was the beginning of the end. I don't think I gave Frank another round after the 3rd round. But go ahead.
Yeah, I thought that's when you started to see him start to break mentally. He started getting on the ropes a little bit too much. Just looking for the shot, just trying to, I guess, make the mental adjustment to him constantly being in his face. But Tank did look a little bit rusty in it, to more or less. But his rusty ain't like like the average fighter's rusty. Like, like he didn't look bad, but I thought he got hit with shots that he probably wouldn't have got caught with. And honestly, I think that if he wanted to, if he was in like supreme tip-top form, he probably could have put the lights out sooner than that. But I do think he was having issues with Frank Martin's movement. Like I said, Frank Martin is a strong fighter. You could tell that he can crack a little bit, but if you can't hurt Gervonta, if you can't gain his respect with your power, there's no way you're gonna keep this kid off you, man. He's gonna hit you and shut your power off, man. So Gervonta being probably like he got one of the best or highest ring IQs in the sport. Like I said last week, only people who ring IQ I would probably, and I say probably, would put over Gervonta would be Bud Crawford and Canelo.
I would only put Bud Crawford's IQ over Gervonta.
Right.
And that's it. That's the only person. And honestly, I would put I say that they're even. I believe that they both, you don't really get a better boxing IQ than either of these fighters, in my personal opinion.
I just think that Gervonta's ability to set up fighters, to set traps, is next to none. And when he hit him with that uppercut, bro, you saw his knees just good. Like they went out for a second, you know what I'm saying? And
he got back just up with enough time to follow up.
And then he came right back and hit him with the brick. Boom! Put that boy lights out, man. Like, man, it was a great performance by Tank Davis, proving why he's probably one of the biggest names in the sport, probably the hardest hitter in the sport, and why he's a superstar, man. Shout out Walker. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Appreciate
funny.
You, brother.
All 3 judges scored the fight exactly like I scored it. All 3. They gave Frank the first 3 rounds. Nobody gave Frank a round after that. And I think that was great, excellent judging on the part of the judges, Judge Dine, Judge Doc, and Judge You had Harvey Doc, and you had I can't even.
Harvey
see
Doc
my
was the
name.
ref.
Yeah, referee Harvey Doc. Pardon me. Who are these judges?
Well, we know these judges. All these judges going to judge it one way or the other.
Steve
And
Weisfeld.
you also,
Steve
God,
Weisfeld. I gotta
Weisfeld.
salute. I gotta salute
Well, yeah,
excellent judging when it comes across, because we have a lot
yeah.
of
If it
judges
agrees with you,
that
if it
happen.
agrees with your judgment, then it's
We
excellent judging.
we have a lot of all three judges.
We also
great,
saw on the same
judging.
card. We also saw the same card. Somebody scored a fight for Antoine Russell 119.
This wasn't
109,
neither one of
which is
these
crazy.
three judges, though.
Which is crazy. I'm just saying.
And we gotta call out bad judging. When judges are bad, you have to call them out too.
So if they agree with Shea Black, it's excellent judging.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? I got
Just
you.
like
Got you.
Eugenia Williams, she will always be probably one of the worst judges I've ever seen in the ring. She makes me almost want to say women shouldn't be judging, which that's sexist, and I don't really believe that. But Eugenia Williams will make you feel like that. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm saying.
Yo, don't cancel him, please. Yeah, he said.
Steve Weisfeld. Shout out to Julie Letterman. Steve Weisfeld, Max DeLuca, and Tim Cheatham. I applaud y'all. Great judging. Y'all really did a good job on this scorecard. That was a great. Y'all did an excellent job scoring that fight.
I like how he said. That sounds sexist, but yo, don't cancel my man. Yo, he had to put out the disclaimer. Yo, that was hilarious. Yo,
just saying.
You know. Nah, look, man. I could see that. I could see that, man. I just thought that Frank did enough to win those rounds. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, he still got his lights put out, regardless of what the scorecards say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he get his power got shut, and that's that.
Yeah. His power definitely got switched off. That right hand definitely short-circuited.
Yeah, Con Ed came out and said, "Nah, we shutting this off." He hit the brake on him. So you know what I'm saying. But what's next? So what's next for Frank Martin, and what's next for Tank Davis, man? But like, where do Frank Martin go from here after this loss?
Well, you know, a fight with him and someone like Devin Haney would be an interesting fight. You know, I actually would favor Frank Martin in that fight. I think that he could definitely outbox Haney. And, a lot of that's going off of Haney's last performance with his lack of head movement. He was he was an easy target to hit. You have a one-dimensional fighter like, what's this dude name? Garcia, able to tag you like that with such ease like that. And
PEDs?
Then had no effect. I'm not running with the PEDs. Had any effect on that fight?
Yo, we just did a whole show. We just did a whole show on that, and I got the clip.
And I got
the clip.
I don't change nothing I said on that program. I slammed my man on that. I slammed him for that BS. I slammed him. That was some monkey shit right there. You know what I mean? Don't do that monkey shit up there using PED. That's corny. But it had no effect on the outcome of that fight. He would have beat him. He would have knocked him out regardless. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, yo. Yeah, but I know that's your man's, and you want to believe that them PEDs gave him some type of something to help him go out there and actually win and be the better boxer and actually knock this guy out. However, that's really not how these PEDs work. Especially the one that he got caught with. Especially the one he got caught with in his system.
This ain't a show on PEDs. But the last thing I say on that is that I wonder what your opinion would be had he did that to Shakur Stevenson. Anyway, we're gonna keep moving.
He couldn't do that to Shakur. He can't do that to Shakur. And if he did that to Shakur, I have to say the same thing. I really would. I have to say the same thing.
All right. Look, I'm not picking with my heart here. I'm picking with my boxing mind, yo. Frank Martin cannot beat Devin Haney, bro. Like, stop. Frank Martin is good. That boy good. Frank Martin good. But nah, bro. He's not beating. He's not outboxing Devin Haney. Like, stop, bro. Stop it.
Yeah,
man.
he's
That's
outboxing
crazy.
Devin Haney. He's outboxing Devin
Holy
Haney.
moly, man! You see the hate?
It's not hate. It's not hate. Your man got exposed, and I think that
exposed for what?
I think that Frank Martin would be able to.
Holy.
Frank Martin will probably be the best fighter that he fought. Frank Martin really impressed me in that fight. I think that Frank Martin really has a career ahead of him. I think that he has a bright career, a bright future ahead of him, I should say. I think that as long as he is able to look at the mistakes that he made in that fight and is able to adjust, I believe that I think that the version of Frank Martin that we seen last night, I see him giving everybody in that division a problem. Everybody. I think a fight with him
135
would have been intriguing. I'm really intrigued now what a fight with him and Shakur would have looked like. I feel like he gives anybody a problem fighting the way he fought. It's just that he fought somebody who he wasn't able to get the respect of in the ring with his power. And he fought somebody who had a completely superior IQ. Now, if Shakur is as special as I believed he was and want to believe he is, he'll come out victorious. He'll find a way to win.
Yo, Che, you never cease to amaze me, brother. You never cease to amaze me, brother. What you saying is absolutely insane, though. In my opinion, fam, you bugging. Now, this is no shade to Frank Martin. This is no shade to him at all. I think he got a bright future ahead of him, fam. Now, if we talking 135, 140, we talking 135, 140.
He gives every fighter at 135 a problem.
What about, well, Devin Haney's at 140, and you said he'll outbox Devin Haney. So he would have to move up to 140.
I believe he'll outbox Devin Haney. I believe he might stop Devin Haney. Devin Haney's about to be getting exposed, man. Devin Haney's about to get exposed. He's been exposed.
What did Devin do to you, man? What did he do to you, man?
He did nothing, yo. I just have eyes.
Yo, Dev, if you ever come across any of these episodes, Dev, no, listen, man, don't not want to do interview with us because of him.
No, I ain't got no beef.
That man is that man that don't believe in you, Dev.
You could run up on me, though.
Hold on, I'm talking to Dev. Yo, Dev, look, man. You know what it is over here, fam. Look, man. We recognize your greatness over here, fam. Don't let this dude discourage you from coming on the platform or doing an interview with the #1 show on boxing, which is the Parry. Stop playing. He said Haney owed Che money, I think. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man. I think, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Lou Rivera. You know what I'm saying? I think that dude owe you some paper or something. Man, you just said, all right, look, hold up. Look, and I'm gonna say this on the record. No disrespect to Frank Martin. I respect you, brother. I even put money on you. But it was a 2-to-1 odds. I kind of had to take it. But I kind of took the bet knowing I was going to lose the money. No, I knew I was going to lose the money. I knew I was, but I just was like, well, anything can happen in boxing.
You could have loaned me that money, B. That's all I'm saying, man.
Hold up. Anything can happen in boxing. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and make this bet. 2-to-1 odds. It is what it is. But I knew I lost my little 20. It's all good. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't even a big bet. Right? Mm-hmm. So at 135, Shakur's beating Frank Martin. Like, I don't care what you're talking about a good fight, that whatever.
No,
hold on, let me finish, fam. Let me finish, fam. Let me get mine off now.
Man,
all right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, let me get mine now.
Go ahead.
So Shakur's beating Frank Martin. Like, stop. At 140, Devin's beating him. Ryan Garcia's beating him. Liam Pyro was beating him. Regis Prograis is beating him. Sabril Matias is beating him.
What kind of smoke they got in Canada?
Yo, fam, you really think Frank Martin could hold on? You really think you really think Frank Martin? First of all, I don't smoke, but you really think Frank Martin?
It's in the air though.
You really think Frank Martin could beat Regis Prograis?
Absolutely.
Holy moly.
That's a good fight for him. That's a good fight for one of them. He'll beat the shit out of Regis Prograis.
Yo,
The
you
Rougarou, he's beating the
the-
Rougarou. He's beating the Rougarou, man. He beating the Rougarou. Yeah, man. That's that maple syrup. That's that maple sap.
my man Regis is just too
That's
tough,
that
man.
maple
He's
sap
too tough
smoke.
for him, bro. That's not happening. You out of control. You forget Regis is a 2-time champion, bro. He ain't no pushover. What are you saying?
Oh man. Oh man. He had 2 belts. He's a 2-time titleist, man. I know he's a champion. I know. Here we go again.
And he's beating better fighters than Frank Martin. Let's keep it real.
Listen, Prograis would have got knocked out in about 2 rounds against Tank.
Who?
Prograis.
Yeah, that's Tank. Yeah, we ain't talking about Tank. We talking about Frank.
Prograis would have got knocked out in 2 rounds.
We not talking about Tank. We talking about Frank.
Yeah. And Frank, listen. Frank beats Prograis. I'm just gonna tell you right now. He don't beat
Liam
I'm gonna tell you
Pyro.
right now.
He don't beat Liam Pyro. He don't beat Liam Pyro.
He might.
He
not.
don't beat.
He might
He
not
don't
beat
beat Sabri.
Pyro.
He don't beat Sabril Matias. No sir. No sir.
Man, he already
sir.
got 2 stripes on his belt, man, on his record.
And he's not beating Devin Haney, man. Stop
Man,
with all of the craziness, man.
Matias
Yo, Dev, man, just
hype,
pay him the money you owe him, bro. Just pay him the bread you owe him,
He was
bro.
hype. Matias is hype, B. He's hype. That dude is hype.
My man caught a body for real in the ring, man. Hype.
Man.
No disrespect, man. Rest in peace to the fighter, you know what I'm saying, that lost his life.
Yeah, it's a dangerous sport, man, but that's what happens when you take a cab driver and throw him in the ring with a boxer, yo. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yo, jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button. Go ahead and lead hook that share button. Throw a combination at the notification bell to stay updated when we drop new content. Drop the comment right on his back pockets in the comment section, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Parry 101, and follow us on TikTok at the Parry.101. Follow us on all social media platforms. You know what it is, the #1 platform for boxing hardcore fans. You know what I'm saying? My man over here bugging. Please don't judge him.
Basically are calling Martin a journeyman, basically.
I'm just saying, no, he's inexperienced.
You realize you basically called him a journeyman.
He's inexperienced. That's what he is.
He just got a lot of experience. He got a lot of experience, and I feel like last night's fight made him a better fighter. I feel like he can come out of that fight a better fighter. He went into that fight like Zersky's, but the white boy version of Zersky's in the sequel, the one that went into the bag, and he came out. He came out the 7-foot, slightly feminine with the earrings and shit looking Zersky's. The big one though. I don't like that analogy. I'm not feeling that. But I'm staying though. I'm just saying. He came in that fight and came out better than when he came in. That's what I'm saying. Look, he came out a better fighter.
His first experience in that fight was the smell of salt. You know what I'm saying? He got to go home, sit with this loss, look at the tape, and figure out what it is that he could actually extract from that loss.
Lesson.
But right now,
you don't know the stove hot until you put your hand and touch that flame.
Hold up. Has Devin Haney beaten better fighters than Frank Martin?
Yeah, yes, he has. On his resume, yes.
Okay, but he won't beat Frank Martin, you saying?
He squeaked by him. He squeaked by him, though. He squeaked past them, though. Lomachenko is the best fighter, and I would say, I can't even say Kambosos. Kambosos.
Kambosos and Frank Martin would be a good fight.
It would be a good fight. I got Frank Martin smacking him, though.
Of course you do. Of course you do, because it goes with the narrative that you're trying to say he'll beat Dez.
It's not a narrative.
Man, you're bugging,
brother. It's not a narrative.
You are bugging.
I'm giving you honest, expert observation.
This is an honest,
expert observation right here, bro. I know what I seen in the ring. Listen.
Oh man.
There's a reason why Errol Spence got so much. There's a reason why he holds Frank Martin in such high esteem. There's a reason why he was so confident in his fighter, because he got a good fighter.
No, he is a good fighter.
Experience definitely played a part of this fight, but I really think more than anything, he was in the ring with possibly the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Actively. Outside of Terrence Crawford. Top 5. I'm saying top 2.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
You got, after beating Frank Martin, you put in Tank Davis, because you didn't have him top 2 before. Now you got him in top 2.
Off of his IQ and what I believe he could do. Now here's the reality. Here's the reality.
Okay.
Here's the reality. I might not could say if I'm ranking the fighters off of accomplishments. I might not could put him at number 2 off of accomplishments, but off of his talent and his skill, the marriage of those two, I don't think there's a fighter that's better than Tank Davis.
Outside of Bud Crawford.
Outside of Bud Crawford, I don't see a fighter being better
you got
than
him.
Tank Davis.
You got him. You got him above the undisputed heavyweight champion, Oleksandr Usyk.
I know you didn't just bring a heavyweight into the picture and ask me, do I have him?
I'm asking you. Because listen, he didn't only fight in the heavyweight. He was undisputed cruiserweight, moved up. Like, he can, technically, he can be on the pound. Yeah, he can be on the pound for pound. I'm just asking.
All right. Yes, I do have him better than him as far as what I believe he is. If I'm going off of actual accomplishments, I might not can put Tank Davis above.
I think accomplishments should be somewhere in the mix. It can't be totally off what your eyes telling you. I don't believe
this
it should
is why
be
I
that.
said,
But this is your list, not yours.
No,
your
this
list,
is why I said if I'm compiling a list and I'm going from 1, 2, 3, I might not can put Tank number 2 based on his accomplishments, because there are more accomplished fighters than Tank Davis. BENAVIDEZ is arguably a more accomplished fighter than Tank Davis. So I can't.
His resume is.
So I can't just say he's number 2 based on. I'm saying my opinion, what I feel, where I feel like he's at. I believe he is number 2. Now, does he? Can I put him? Can I put him, like, if I was making a ranking? No, I couldn't just put him number 2. Because he needs to accomplish some more. But I think he will accomplish some more.
I thought pound for pound wasn't ranking, but maybe it's my mistake. I thought pound for pound was a ranking, but yeah.
Pound for pound is a ranking. You're not.
You said you got him number 2. You said you got number 2.
No, I'm saying personally, I feel like he's the second best fighter in the world. Pound for pound, if I gotta rank the fighters though, I can't put him there off of his accomplishments. But personally, in my heart of hearts, I feel like he is probably the second best fighter in the world today. Do you understand this? Do you understand me?
I get you.
Okay. You sure?
Nah, I get you, Fab. I'll
break it down in Swahili if you want.
Nah, we good. But saying Frank Martin to beat Devin Haney is crazy. But anyway, we almost out of time. Huh?
Of course it is to a Devin Haney fan. But to say that Pro Regis, I can see you arguing
Regis Prograis will beat at this stage in his career. Yes, he will beat. If he was fighting Regis Prograis last night instead of Tank Davis, I'm not saying he would have got knocked out the way he got knocked out. He would have lost that fight, bro. He would have lost that fight, man.
And the sky's green.
I'm saying it.
And the sky's green. And the sky.
Well, today it actually is. How about that? Today the sky's green, man.
The sky's green.
You are out of control saying like that. You said this dude will beat Devin Haney. That's insane. The sky is definitely green.
I can respect someone believing that Devin Haney can beat Frank Martin more than Regis Prograis.
You are looking. That's because you don't think much of the Rougarou, man. The Rougarou
I don't think as much as you do. It's not that I don't think of him, much of him. I should say,
to me, the Rougarou was a respective victory for Devin Haney, man. Rougarou was a problem, man. And he was one of my favorite fighters at the time, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a bean. Shout out Rougarou Prograis. You always got a seat over here on the Parry. Come down.
Always got a seat, Rougarou. But that was a hell of a humbling if I ever seen one.
This guy hating on, huh?
I said you always have a seat over here, Rougarou. But that was a hell of a humbling if I ever seen one. He was talking big shit, and after the fight, You know, yeah, it's my man right there. You know, he's better than, you know, he's good. He's a great fighter. He's better than I thought. You know, he's great. He's a legend. Yeah. Before the fight, though, yeah, man, I'm going to hurt your son. He talking to Bill. I'm going to hurt your son.
Everybody talk like that. Everybody talks like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on, man. We can just get to real quick before we bounce up and get up out of here. Some of the post-fight activities, man. Did you see Ryan Garcia hop up in the ring with the number one fan on the front, and then he said,
"Rematch me, bitch."
Yeah, rematch me, bitch, on the back of the shirt, which is crazy. Your man got into a brawl with Caleb Plant. He been going back and forth with Caleb Plant on Twitter, talking about he was going, you know what I mean, do some nasty things to his wife.
You talking about you talking about Garcia?
Ryan Garcia is out of control, bro. He's out of his mind.
So, man, they must have gave him some of that cocaine from the 80s, man.
He out there, you know, that Guadalajara, son. He got that, you know what I mean? He got that Medellin.
Yeah.
Your man bugging. I think, you know what I'm saying? Where's Adrian Broner and these body beaters when you need them? You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to put this kid in line, check this kid, because he's on the crash course, man. Who's his handlers? You know what I'm saying? Who's his people that's who's tugging his coattails saying, yo, fam, you really out of control right now. You need to chill. You trying to shoot the fair one in the crowd with a straight up middleweight. You know what I mean? Like Caleb Plant probably break your jaw for real. You saw he slapped Charlo. You know what I'm saying? He slapped my man's face all the way, he twisted his whole head around.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like Charlo, I don't even it's hard for me to even. Which Charlo was that again? That was Jamel.
That was Big Charlo Jamal.
That was Jamal. Yeah, that was Jamal. Yeah, Jamal. Y'all should be fighting. You supposed to fight that man. In the ring,
Ryan Garcia trying to get that fight now.
Huh?
Ryan Garcia trying to get that fight now. He trying to fight Caleb Plant, man. Yo, get your boy, man. Somebody tell Ryan Garcia to reel it in, bro. He's tripping.
He's too big for Ryan, man.
We all know this. Once again, man, before we get up out of here, I'm going to ask y'all to please go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, go ahead and lead hook that share button, throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. Drop the comment flat on his back in the comment section, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Parry 101 and TikTok at the Parry 101. This is the Parry where we don't pull a duck, no punches. Yo, you got any parting words, brother, before we get up out of here?
Not any really no parting words. Just we got.
Oh, we got some news.
We got some boxing. Just some boxing to look forward to in the upcoming month. You know, we have next month. We have next month or next week. Next week we have Rafael Espinoza versus Sergio Chirino for the WBA featherweight title. That's next Saturday, or no, that's next Friday. And then Saturday we have on DAZN, that's on ESPN Plus. On DAZN we have Tyler Denny versus Felix Cash for the European middleweight title. You know, everybody got a title. June 29th, we had the return of Teofimo Lopez as he will be facing Steve Claggett. You know, that's you know, I want to see Teofimo back in action, get him ready to get him back in the mix. I believe that a fight with Teofimo and any of these fighters will be a great fight personally. So I would like to see, you know, someone like Frank Martin come back with a fight like that. That'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? And we have Shakur Stevenson on July 6th facing Attribution Haratunyan. Also on the card is O'Shaquie Foster versus Robson Coast. What's up with their names, man?
O'Shaquie Foster? What's up? That's my man. What you mean?
O'Shaquie Foster will be fighting Robson Kosikau.
Spell it.
Con Conceiacao. Yeah, pronounce that shit. We need a name translator on this bitch. Yeah. These guys with these names. I swear to God.
Yo, I know how to say it, man, because I've heard you sit here mispronouncing it. You got me all twisted. No, man, it's not how you say it. Yo, man, jeez. I need to see it now, man. I need to see it now because yo, you really, you don't, man. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can find these upcoming
July
fights.
13th, Boots Enos versus Cody Crowley. See, that's
that fight got canceled. He's fighting Haratunyan now. Haratunyan, whatever my man name is, that got knocked out by Bud Crawford. He's fighting him now.
Haratunyan is fighting Stevenson Shakur.
No, man. Listen, man. Trust me, man. Like what I told you, you ought to fight historian. I'm the one that's in now, man. Believe me when I tell you, bro. Just believe me when I tell you, man. All right. Haratunyan. I can't even say his name, so you got me fucking his name. Excuse me, you got me messing his name up. Haratunyan, the dude that Bud knocked out, bro, on a Black Prime or whatever, not Black Prime, whatever that thing was called, man, the network or whatever. He's fighting Boots because Crowley, I think, I don't know, was an injury or something like that, but yeah, they're not fighting. Hold on, I'm trying to find, going down the schedule here. What's happening? What's happening? Uh-oh. Yo, did I freeze? Here we go. This thing always giving me problems, man.
Yeah, you did freeze.
All right. You know what time it is. I'll be back. Always at the end of the show, too. This thing gonna be acting stupid. Give me 1 second, B.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, it's definitely a great time to be a boxing fan. We got all these exciting fights coming up. We got all these opportunities for exciting fights to be made, a lot of ring robbing. What do y'all think, man? Do y'all believe that Frank Martin, that Rougarou beats Frank Martin? That, I don't know, everybody he said that, I thought that was a little bit bogus, man. Ain't none of them dudes beating Frank Martin except for, Frank Martin probably beat all of them jokers. I'm not gonna lie, man. I got a lot of stock in Frank Martin. I got a lot of not stock. What's the word I'm looking for? You gotta pardon me. Last night was a long night, but so I'm a little bit. My brain is, but I got a lot of hope. I'm gonna just say hope because I can't find my vocabulary right now. But I got a lot of hope for this guy. Well, yes, we got a lot of good fights coming up. You know, we got the return of Terrence Crawford on August 3rd. Fucking fly.
Yo, listen, man, we about to be monetized, man, so you got to watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna need some what you call it, man, some sponsors. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It was damn fly, man. It was all in my face.
But look out for the next show. We're gonna be able to accept super chats and all that, man. So if you really rock with us, you know what I'm saying?
Really rock with us.
Help us grow and build this platform, man, so we can continue how they bring y'all bigger and better and more content, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like I said,
I was gonna say I was closing up. I ain't really got nothing else to say on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you finish up, but I was just gonna say that was it for boxing news and for upcoming fights. You know.
All right. So once again, this is the Parry where we don't pull a duck, no punches. Again, please follow us. No, go ahead. What I said, jab that like button. Go ahead and uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button. Throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. Follow us on all social media platforms. We got our own private Facebook group page. Search for the Parry. Answer the questions. And if you feel like you're worthy, you be in there rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. We'll see y'all next Sunday. I'm gonna go back and rewatch that Liam Pyro Sabria Matias fight.
Yeah, it was a 10-round unanimous decision.
10 round. It was a championship fight.
No, it was not a championship fight. It was a 10-round unanimous decision with the scorecard. Real quick, before we end it, I will give you the. Before we end it, I will give the ballistics on that particular fight right there. It was you had where was we at? Okay. Parry. Hold on. It was okay, there we go. Parry upsets. It was to win it says to win the IBF title. However, okay, no, you're right. I was reading the wrong thing. The score was 115, 112, 115, 112, 116, 111. Mateus came into the fight a 7-1 favorite. So that was a nice little bit of change. If you would have dropped it, FanDuel would have really been, would have been a good look if you would have dropped a couple of dollars on Parry. Well, yeah. So yeah, Parry. It was for the IBF. What's that? The welterweight? They welterweights, right?
Nah, man. Come on, they 140 pounds.
Junior welterweights. It was junior. It was for the junior. Parry upsets Mateus to win the IBF 140 pound. What division is 140?
No. You said welterweight.
Junior welterweight.
No, that's what you said after when I said 9. Then you looked at it and you saw that it was. Listen, man.
Because I seen junior welterweight and my eyes.
You also said it was a 10-round fight. I said no, it was a championship fight. You was like, nah. Listen, bro. When I tell you something, look, man. What's going on in boxing today? Listen to me, bro.
You said that already. You said that already. You said that already. I'm not listening. Go ahead. You said that already.
When I say it, just take it to the bank, bro. All right? Yeah, this is the Parry. We don't pull or duck no punches, even with each other. Yo, I want to thank everybody for joining us, man. Shout out to everybody that was joining us today. My brother True Kepra, my brother Lou. You know what I'm saying?
Forget to cop that book from True.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
The Power of Choice by True Kepra. You cop it on Amazon. Also check out his podcast, Raw Success. Shout out my brother Dwight Walker. I see you. My man Odell Francis, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in with us, man. Rocking with us, man. This channel was growing. We up to, I think, 250,000 views. On our way to 1,000 subscribers. It's been a long but short journey, if that makes sense. And we gonna keep this thing moving. We trying to get to the top with it. This ain't a channel that we just going, and ain't a fly by night channel. This ain't something that coming next week or a few months from now we gonna be going. We gonna be bigger. We gonna be better. You see me upgrading, even though my background acting up right now. You see me upgrading, new mics, new cameras, green screens. Like, this is how we doing it here, man. Like, it's just bigger and better every time. We got more content coming out. Shay Black producing more content. I'm producing more content. We got the shorts. We got the just going through the videos, man, and go ahead and search and see what we got for you, man. The top 10 greatest heavyweights. We got our profile, legendary profiles from the Parry, rematches that never happened. Like, listen, man, we got it all, man. We love boxing. This is our sport. We hardcore fans. We ain't casuals. We watch boxing. We study boxing. We eat, breathe, and number 2, boxing. Feel me? This is what we do, man. This is all we talk about, man. So we ain't doing anything but bringing our conversation that we have every day. Like, I don't care what we talking about. I can call them to say what's up. I can call them Happy Father's Day, and we end up talking about boxing. That's just what it is. But it's always been like that, which is why we decided to do this show.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. That was the inception of this whole platform. But continue.
Shout out my brother Mental Son for coming up with the Firebomb logo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stay tuned for the merch coming. Like, we really about to do this thing for real, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to really set it off. And everybody else that's in the way, y'all better watch out. Because that's why we the Parry. And you ain't. Anyway, once again, I am your host, Bomani UFG.
I am the pragmatic Shay Black.
And this is the parry, where we don't pull or duck no punches. And the parry is fundamental to boxing. And we out of here. Peace.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.